Honorable Host Minister, Dr. Suwanachai, thank you for the warm welcome in beautiful and smiling Thailand. Your Excellency, Mr. Vice President, Excellency, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Jack Van Zidam, representing Madam PPD Chair, our congratulations to her for her leadership. Esteemed colleagues, Arthur Herken, Director for Policy and Strategy Division. Esteemed UNFPA colleagues, distinguished participants, junior and young people, all protocol observed. Our warm greetings from all of us at UNFPA to the participants of the 19th International Interministerial Conference on South-South Cooperation in Population and Development. This platform is one of the most important and prominent gatherings designed to strengthen the capacity of countries for the achievement of the Program of Action of the ICPD and of the Agenda 2030 through South-South and triangular cooperation. Today, on this important occasion, we are going to discuss how we can leverage South-South and triangular cooperation to accelerate the achievement of ICPD goals in the face of new challenges leading up to the 30th anniversary of the ICPD Program of Action, aka ICPD at 30. Let me first commend the 27 member countries of the Partners in Population Development, PPD, for their individual and collective leadership in advocating for the ICPD plan of action within your government, in your country, and in the global community over more than a quarter of a century since the ICPD in 1994. Thank you so very much. In the ICPD conference in Cairo, 179 participating countries adopted a landmark agreement that for the first time positioned sexual and reproductive health and reproductive rights, gender equality, and women empowerment at the center of population and development programs. Since then, the world has seen remarkable progress. There has been a 25% increase in the global contraceptive prevalence rate around the world. Adolescent births have declined steeply, and the global maternal mortality ratio has fallen, but progress remains slow and uneven in some places. Ladies and gentlemen, for example, globally, around 257 million women who want to avoid pregnancy are not using safe, modern method of contraception. Among them, 172 million are using no method at all. The socioeconomic impact of COVID-19, climate change, global economic instability, and rising geopolitical tension are reversing hard-won gains across the population and development landscape. The increasing polarization of views around core ICPD issues is undermining the legitimacy of SRHR and making it increasingly difficult to reach consensus. Excellencies, as we collectively prepare for ICPD at 30, this is a moment that calls for action and solidarity. We should come together to find solutions to the challenges we face, from inequality, climate change, conflict, the COVID-19 pandemic, to the rollback of progress on women's rights in many, many countries. We can address these challenges together, mobilizing the power of South-South cooperation and triangular cooperation in generating solidarity among the countries of the Global South. We are envisioning a process that will culminate with a global review of the implementation of ICPD Program of Action in the United Nations Commission on Population and Development, and a special commemorative session in the General Assembly in 2024. And in the process leading up to ICPD at 30, we need to collect the voices from the Global South that reaffirm the criticality of ICPD agenda for the future. And here, UNFPA's strong and long-standing partnership with PPD is a powerful tool that will counter pushbacks and deliver on the promise of ICPD. With pandemics and other crises being addressed by government, we need to ensure that the ICPD goals are not being sidelined. It was during the same Cairo conference in 1994 that gave birth to the Partner in Population and Development. PPD dedicates itself to the proposition of leveraging South-South cooperation and triangular cooperation for the achievement of ICPD Plan of Action. I commend you all for utilizing South-South cooperation as an effective instrument in raising the capacity of your country's institution and in supporting other countries in reaching their goal, including their goal in family planning. As South-South and triangular cooperation is indeed a growing movement among nations, it continues to grow on all fronts. At the United Nations, the Secretary General led an initiative that produced system-wide South-South and triangular cooperation that aims to harmonize the UN practices and introduce South-South and triangular cooperation intervention as a critical component in the country-led UN Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework. At UNFPA, we have made a number of key steps in promoting South-South and triangular cooperation. One of them is that the UNFPA Strategic Plan 2022-2025 has deployed South-South and triangular cooperation as one of the accelerator for achieving the 3 zeros by 2030. 0 unmet need for family planning, 0 preventable maternal death, and 0 gender-based violence and harmful practices, such as child marriage and female genital mutilation. Our persistent efforts to utilize South-South and triangular cooperation for development are captured concisely through this African proverb. If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. In our dealing within the community of nations, we need to form an expanding and mutually supportive system. This mutually principle of South-South and triangular cooperation reminds me of yet another proverb in my native Guinea. A good deed is something one returns. This South-South and triangular cooperation principle inspired me in my work when I was the Minister of Cooperation in the Republic of Guinea, and continues to inspire me as I oversee South-South and triangular cooperation in UNFPA. It is my pleasure and my honor to ask you that we count on your continued commitment to leverage South-South and triangular cooperation for creating a momentum of support leading to ICPD at 30. PPD and its member country have an invaluable role to play leading to that ICPD at 30. From supporting national consultation to regional conferences, PPD and UNFPA should move forward together to drive global conversation, to reduce polarization, to mobilize stakeholders, and to ignite excitement around the ICPD agenda and its impact vis-à-vis the SDGs, our common agenda, and the future of humanity. Alone, we may not be heard, but all together, we can produce a loud voice for women and girls, and lastly, for humankind. I thank you for your kind attention.